Shohei Ohtani has been a rising star in the world of baseball for the last half decade or so.
Good for another one. 0-2. Drops it in there. Got him looking.
But as of these last 2 seasons, he's taken a full step into true Major League superstardom. Just watching Ohtani play once or twice, it is obvious how unique his abilities are. A quick look at his statistics both as a hitter and pitcher will tell you the same thing. However, what is revealed about Ohtani's game when you take a closer look at what exactly makes him so great? When it comes to Ohtani's prowess on the mound, what exactly does he do that makes him such an elite level pitcher?
About this rocky start to the ballgame. 2-2 pitch home to hold.
In this video, we break down Shohei Ohtani's pitch repertoire and exactly what makes him one of Major League Baseball's best starters. When it comes to Shohei Ohtani's pitches, it is only fair to start with his high velocity 4-seam fastball. All the talk about fastballs in the majors now is about how fast you can throw. So, for Shohei, his fastball velocity is pretty fast. His average speed for his 4-seam fastball is 97.3 miles per hour, 32nd fastest among pitchers who threw at least 500 such pitches last season. Another amazing thing about his fastball is how fast he can throw it when he wants to. Last year, Ohtani threw 35 fastball at 100 miles per hour or faster, and his fastest 4-seam fastball of the season was clocked at 101.4 miles per hour. Only 18 pitchers, including Ohtani, threw a fastball at that speed at any point during the 2022 season. Ohtani threw his 4-seam fastball a total of 725 times last season, accounting for 27% of his total pitches thrown. The pitch drew a swing and miss on 20% of these total throws.
2-2. 99 miles.
And Ohtani in total struck out 36 batters using the fastball. Batters were able to hit the ball hard against Ohtani's fastball 34.4% of the time, ranking 84th among pitchers in all of baseball. Overall, Ohtani's fastball received a run value grade of -3, which is slightly above average for 4-seam fastballs last year. So Ohtani has a fastball he can rely on consistently. What about his secondary pitches? While similar to a 4-seam fastball, Shohei Ohtani also has a cutter in his arsenal. The cutter, also known as a cut fastball, has less spin and velocity than a 4-seam fastball, but has more spin and movement to try and fool hitters into swings and misses. That is something Shohei was able to do with his cutter this season. He drew swings and misses from hitters on 25.6% of his cutters thrown this season. He didn't usually use his cutter to finish off at-bats this year, only striking out 6 batters using the pitch, but he did use it for 238 total pitches during the year, good for 9.1% of his total deliveries on the season. Another great trait of Ohtani's cutter is his velocity. The average speed of his cut fastball in the season is 90.5 miles per hour, good for 35th best in all of baseball. The maximum speed of Ohtani's cutter this year was 96 miles per hour, and only 16 pitchers managed to throw a cutter at least at that velocity during the 2022 season. The cut fastball for Ohtani registered a run value of -1, not bad at all, but certainly not his best pitch. One of Shohei Ohtani's less used pitches is his curveball.
Next pitch. And that's in there.
He threw it a total of 227 times during the 2022 season, 8.6% of his total pitches, and was a decent change of pace pitch for him, all things considered. The average velocity of his curveball was 77.7 miles per hour, slightly below average for curveballs overall in baseball, but what it lacks in speed it makes up for in quality movement. Shohei's curveball has a downward movement of 2.3 inches above average and a horizontal movement of 2.4 inches above average. That movement helped cause a swing and miss rate of 42%, which ranked 33rd amongst all pitchers who threw a curveball last season. Shohei also loved to use his curveball to finish off at bats, getting 20 strikeouts using the pitch. In fact, 34.5% of the time when Ohtani threw his curveball in a 2-strike count, he was able to strike out the batter. That was 7th best in all of Major League Baseball for curveballs in 2022. The 20-mile-per-hour difference in speed between Ohtani's fastball and curveball certainly caused a lot of batters problems this season, but Ohtani still has more that he can throw at you. Now, for a pitch that can be argued that Shohei Ohtani could have used more last season, his splitter.
Balls. Here's the 2-2. Got him to chum on that splitter.
There are only 43 players in baseball who even throw a splitter, but Ohtani is one of the best. His average velocity is 89.3 miles per hour on his splitter, which is 7th best in all of baseball, and his maximum splitter velocity of 93.4 miles per hour makes him one of only 6 pitchers who threw a splitter that fast during the 2022 season. Shohei threw 315 splitters last year, striking out 66 batters and drawing a 48.8% swing and miss rate, good for 5th best overall for those who threw splitters in Major League Baseball. The overall run value for the pitch is -2, but since that score is weighted by how many times the pitcher throws that kind of pitch during the season, the argument can be made that the run value grade should be even higher. Finally, we get to the last pitch that Ohtani has, which is actually his best, his slider.
Donovan Solano is his foe. The count is 1-2, and he waves at a slider.
Shohei Ohtani threw a slider 1,027 times last year, 39.1% of his total pitches, by far the most of any pitch Shohei Ohtani threw last season. This is also the 3rd most sliders thrown by an individual pitcher in Major League Baseball as well. The 85.3 average velocity on the slider is only slightly above average, but his ability to make batters whiff and draw only soft contact is what makes his slider so special. A 38% swing and miss percentage, while also finishing off 89 strikeouts, shows how good his slider is, and a hard hit percentage of only 28.5% is one of the better numbers in baseball for starting pitcher sliders. On the whole, Shohei Ohtani's slider grades out as a run value of -28, the 2nd best slider in all of baseball. Shohei Ohtani is truly one of the best athletes in the world and arguably the best overall baseball player on the planet. While the home runs and hitting power, plus the athleticism and spring speed that Ohtani possesses is remarkable, his pitching prowess is one of the more interesting things, not just about his game, but one of the more interesting things in the entire sport. How he has been able to learn all these pitches is one thing, mastering them to a level he has is another. In the modern era of baseball where specialization is not only normal, but encouraged to players even where they are kids at young ages, the ability of Ohtani to be able to develop this kind of repertoire is one of the most unlikely things in all of the sport. We see position players pitch in emergency or lopsided situations a lot in Major League Baseball now, and a lot of high-level players likely used to pitch and hit regularly when they were in high school. But typically teams require players to pick whichever one they are better at and stick with it. The fact that Ohtani has become this good at both hitting and pitching, and has all these different pitchers at his disposal, is remarkable. When taking a closer look at his pitches and how he uses them as well, it's easy to see how Ohtani is one of the best pitchers in baseball. It isn't just because he has great velocity. His pitch mix is a unique combination of fastballs and off-speed, with just enough change of speed to catch hitters off guard, and just enough break to get hitters to swing and miss. That is why Shohei Ohtani is truly something special. Thanks so much for watching this video. Do you think Shohei Ohtani can win the Cy Young Award in the future? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more great content like this in the future. We'll see you in the next one.